There has been a sharp rise in the number of international students claiming asylum in the UK. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you the details of this particular report, what is making many people apply for asylum when they come in to study, what the UK government has decided to do to crack down on the number of international students applying for asylum. I'm also going to share with you my own perspective on this, my own opinion. I feel like you need to do some things so that you don't become a statistic. If this interests you, then watch this video to the end. Hello everybody, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition into the UK to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working or studying in the UK. If you're interested in any of these, then subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you'll be amongst the first people to see that video. Thank you so much, my returning subscribers. You guys are amazing. I appreciate how you share my videos with other people to keep them informed on what is happening in the UK. Thank you so much. If you're looking for an affordable accommodation close to your university, bills inclusive, then you should choose Amber. Amber is a platform where you can rent an accommodation close to your university. They have a 24/7 contact number. You can call them if you have any queries. You know how difficult it is to get an accommodation when you relocate it to a new country. Just let them take that stress off you. Choose Amber today. They are located in cities in the UK such as London, Manchester, Leicester, Nottingham, Coventry, Newcastle upon Tyne, Leeds, Sheffield. They are located in so many other cities. I don't need to share them all here because we will not end this video. This is how easy it is to use their website. So under the search bar, put in Birmingham. Let's just say we are looking for an accommodation close to Birmingham. Click on England, United Kingdom, and voila. 54 places, guys, and look at the prices. You can't beat these prices. Seriously, you should try this. They are located in more than 800 universities all over the world, 250 plus global cities. Their website is so easy to navigate and they offer instant and easy bookings. It takes just 3 steps for you to get the lowest prices guaranteed. They give 20% cashback if you use their app. They have £50 cashback if you refer a friend. Now use my link to enjoy other discounts related to this particular platform. Why not use Amber today? I will leave the link in the description as well as in the comments. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The UK is seeing a sharp rise in the number of international students applying for asylum. It says here that the Home Office data and media reports highlight a spike in asylum claims linked to student visa holders, and this has prompted the government to scrutinize the student visa policies, university compliance, and graduate visa routes. It states here that as of mid-2025, over 3,200 asylum claims were made by individuals who had entered the UK on student visas, a nearly 5-fold increase from 2021 levels. Now, a significant proportion of claims come from students originally from Nigeria, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sudan, and Afghanistan. It says that around 750 plus students filed asylum applications within the first 90 days of arrival, often abandoned their university enrollment shortly after entering the UK. What they're trying to tell us here is that the number of asylum seekers who are international students have increased times 5 since 2021, and they have observed that 750 plus students apply for asylum within the first 90 days when they arrive. So the UK government feels that some people are trying to abuse that particular pathway, which is asylum, and they feel that people are using it as a backdoor route to get into the UK. There are many reasons why students apply for asylum. They're saying here that some of them include political and religious persecution at home, especially in Sudan and Afghanistan. They also say that there are loopholes in the student visa system that some people are exploiting. They're saying that they use it to gain legal entry into the UK with the intent to switch to asylum status, a pathway not originally designed for this. The next point is as a result of misguidance from agents. It says that a number of asylum applicants appear to have been misled by unscrupulous education agents who promise a path to stay in the UK under false pretenses. And finally, financial hardship. You know that some students might plan that they will come in, they'll pay off their school fees and also be able to take care of their well-being. and they come in, they can't complete their school fees, and they struggle to, take care of themselves. So these are some of the reasons why some people file for asylum. And now it says this has prompted the UKVI to take action to reduce this from escalating any further. It says here that increase in visa scrutiny by UKVI. The Home Office has introduced enhanced screening for visa applicants from high-risk countries and stepped up post-arrival compliance monitoring. So if you are from any of these countries I've mentioned initially, these are the high-risk countries, they're going to introduce some post-arrival compliance monitoring that they're going to be scrutinizing you while you've entered. Now, it's something you have to be paying attention to, especially when you're passing through the borders. You just have to be careful and make sure you have all your documents with you when you're passing the borders. It says that university level crackdowns, institutions with high levels of student dropouts or early withdrawals are under compliance review. Failure to report early abscondance may affect their sponsorship licenses. Now, I told you that you do not apply to any university, just any university in the UK, just like that, if you want to come in to pursue a master's degree or any further studies. I've told you guys that you have to be very strategic when you're choosing the universities you want to apply to. Make sure you check their rating. Make sure you check so many things, because if they have these, in quotes, Mickey Mouse courses, and many people are coming in, many of them would actually apply for an asylum, and this will trigger all these things that the UKVI has talked about. If the number of people applying for asylum increases so much for a particular university, they're going to review the compliance of that particular university, and there is this possibility that they might withdraw the sponsorship licenses of that particular university, so that university will not be able to sponsor students in the future. Another thing is that the graduate route is under pressure as a result of this. It says that the rise in asylum claims has fueled public debate about the future of graduate routes, which is the 2-year post-study work visa, and they are saying that they are going to introduce some reforms by late 2025. Guys, I don't see the relationship between the graduate route and people coming in to apply for asylum. I don't know. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this? I don't see how they should decide to withdraw the graduate visa route as a result of people who come into the student route now applying for asylum. I feel the graduate route would even prevent people from applying for asylum. What are your thoughts? Share it in the comment below. Now, all these things that are happening as a student, should you come into the UK to study in 2025? Like someone said in my post section, it depends. You have to be strategic. You have to be very, very wise. I'm talking about you understand the immigration policies. You know the next step you're going to follow. You have paid your school fees. I always say 70%, at least 70%, because even that 30% is really difficult to meet up with. You are ahead of your game, meaning that you have your CV locked in. You've been submitting applications for job before you arrived in the UK. Don't wait until you arrive inside the UK before you start looking for your 20 hours a week job. I've shared so many things you need to do before you come into the UK. I'll put the link to that video here. It's so important for you to pay attention to this. It says that this particular report has triggered some political reactions. The UK government ministers have described the trend as an abuse of immigration pathways and are proposing tougher rules around student visa to asylum pathway transitions. So we should be expecting anything like that in the future. Is just a proposal. They might not do anything. They might end up doing something. You can never tell. Now, it says opposition voices and human rights groups urge the government not to generalize or penalize genuine students, stressing the need for better support, not just reinforcement. We all know that the asylum route is used to protect the vulnerable, the people who have serious challenges, and we hope that that particular pathway is not abused, because it's going to prevent people who genuinely need that help from having access to that help. If you are an international student, how do you prepare yourself so that you don't fall into any of these things? Don't listen to agents that tell you that once you get your student visa, when you come into the UK, apply for asylum. It used to be something that I hear about in Canada. People were always saying it in Canada. And I think people have learned the tough way, as in Canada, that pathway is not the best. You will suffer. You will really suffer. You cannot even switch from an asylum visa or whatever it is to skilled worker visa automatically until they've processed your paper. And sometimes it takes 2 years to process your paper. During that period, you cannot work. And it's not even fun what is happening all over the country, where there are protests in front of hotels, where they keep asylum seekers. It's not funny to live from hand to mouth, where you don't own anything. You can't even buy property. You cannot do anything. You're just there. So before you come into the UK, make sure you have calculated how much is going to take care of your time, like your time in the UK, your tuition, feeding, rent is one thing that takes a big chunk of your money. When you've planned all of those things I've listed here, then you come into the UK. And when you come into the UK, you don't pursue a Mickey Mouse course. I'm going to put a link to a video where you see the list of all the skilled worker visa occupations that are eligible. Choose one of them. Don't go and choose any course that does not make sense. Bring in some skills, bring some level of work experience so they can fill in some areas that are in shortage. I've told you guys that there are some courses that are in high demand, or occupations that are in high demand, that maybe the people who are in the UK don't want to do, or they don't have the skills to fill in those courses or jobs. Those are the ones you should be targeting if you are mediocre. But if you are exceptional, why not? If not, go for that area of passion you have. But make sure whatever thing you are passionate about aligns with the needs of the country. I always say align it with the needs of the country. Going to asylum is not funny. Go and ask anybody who has ever gone through that. It's like hell. I understand that there are some people who genuinely are coming from a war-torn country. They have done their best. They've paid their school fees, but they're still struggling to complete some of the things to graduate successfully. So because of that, they have to fight for asylum, because nobody is going to complete that. What is left, they can't even take care of themselves to get out and complete their education. I totally understand when people face challenges like this, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're running away from their country, they don't want to complete this because their country is not really safe for them due to some political or religious reasons. I understand that, but the abuse of the system is what I'm after. There are some people that genuinely need it, and people who don't genuinely need it are abusing the system, which can spoil it for everybody. Now, you just be wise when you are choosing a university to study. Make sure it is a well-rated university. You know what I'm talking about. That it's not a Mickey Mouse course. It's a like I always say, a good standard university in the UK. You know what I mean? And also make sure you start submitting applications ahead of time. Plan how you can switch from one visa to another. Do not leave it to chance, and don't be lazy. And if you need support getting a visa sponsorship job, you maybe need someone to help you with your CV, cover letter, and supporting information, then reach out to me. Remember that if you submitted 100 applications, have you not received any interview, there's something wrong with your CV. You need someone that will communicate your skills better and position you for the job market. 192,000 people got the skilled worker visa as of, I think, March 2025, where they calculated the past 1 year. It shows you that there are vacancies. They said there is no job, there's no job. There are jobs. You do have the skills to fill in those jobs. I am aware that there is this problem we are having, which is the fact that AI is taking away entry-level jobs. I'm aware of that. I know that it's even difficult for people who are in the UK to get some of those jobs. There's a report that 639,000 graduates have applied for the universal credit. In fact, they are on universal credit. That's DWP. That is benefits. Imagine benefits. How much they pay? The base for benefits is like £400. You can imagine a graduate going for that. It's as a result of pursuing courses or skills that are not relevant in the labor market. So try your best to pursue courses that are relevant in the labor market. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.